No, I'll sit down. You don't remember the pledge?
I do remember. Good evening. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Graduates, you may be seated. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to represent the Union Area Education Association and to welcome our administration, school directors, parents, family, and friends to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2022. And can I be the first to say it's a great day to be a Scottie. Graduates, on behalf of all of your teachers, I want to express how very proud we are of each and every one of you. We've had a front row seat to watch you every day work hard in the classroom. And at the end of each day, when the bell would ring, we watched as you packed up and walked out the door. Most of you didn't go home. You had to go to practice, meets, games. You went to meetings for student council and robotics and musical practice. You are driven and determined. And as your teachers, we want you to take that drive and determination with you wherever you go. Whether your path leads you back here or across the globe, we want you to know that you'll always have a community rooting for you. Go get them, class of 22.
Good evening, everyone. It's my honor to bring greetings to you on behalf of the Union Area School Board. And yes, Mrs. Ryan, I also had written down, it's a great day to be a Scottie, but I'd like to add to that, every day is a great day to be a Union Scottie. So, honored seniors, faculty and staff, parents, grandparents, friends. Actually, I know we can all feel the excitement in the air for graduation tonight, for all the wonderful things that have happened with our baseball and softball teams and through the whole year. Great football, great basketball, boys and girls. So what a really nice year these young people have had. We will be presenting diplomas in just a little bit, and assisting me tonight will be Mrs. Roxanne Esposito, also a member of the Union Board. We have 9 board members, and we all wish to extend our congratulations and best wishes to our graduates for good health, great wealth, and much success in the future. We are all very happy and pleased with the accomplishments of this class. You have demonstrated high achievement and success in the areas of academics, athletics, the arts, music, science and technology, community service, just to name a few. You guys have done it all, and you've done a great job of it. Seniors, this is it. You're done. The board has a challenge for you. Go out into the world and make Union proud. So, seniors, we the members of the Union Board salute you for your achievements, and we are ready to present the Union High School Diploma to you in just a few moments. Thank you.
Good evening to our Union families, guests, and graduating class of 2022. On behalf of the Memorial Building and the Little Scotties, we would like to congratulate you and wish you continued success. After all the challenges you faced these past few years, it is finally time to celebrate. There's an old saying that said even the longest journey begins with a single step. From all of us in the Memorial Building, we wish you the best of luck on that next step in your future journey. Our guest speaker this evening is a familiar face around Union. He was born and raised in Newcastle and was a 1983 graduate of Newcastle High School. In 1989, Tom received a Bachelor of Science degree in physics and secondary education from Pennsylvania State University. From 1989 to 1994, Mr. Medved taught physics and biology at Hedgesville High School in West Virginia and also at Friendly High School in Maryland. From 1994 to the present, he has taught physics, chemistry, earth science, and forensic science at our own high school. During Tom's career, he has participated in Youngstown State University's Physics Olympics, the original PA Keystone for Technology, was selected as Discovery Channel Star Educator, and has done numerous presentations, including the Pennsylvania Education Technology Exhibition and Conference, the International Society for Technology in Philadelphia, the Three Rivers Science Conference at the Carnegie Science Center in Pittsburgh, and the Teachers Teaching Teachers Professional Development Conference. On a personal note, Mr. Medved lives in Shenango Township with his wife Karen and 3 sons, Jared, Lucas, and Jack. So tonight it is a privilege and with great honor that I present to you our commencement speaker, Mr. Thomas Medved.
It's going to be tough. I want to thank my wife and my sons for making this possible tonight. I feel I needed to speak to this graduating class because they've been through so much with me. I'm going to try to condense it. In December 2019, I told my Chem 1 classes that I was diagnosed with CLL. Those seniors now were in my class then. So they've been through a lot with me. So in 2020, I started attending the Cleveland Clinic every 4 weeks for 15 months for treatment. And they would always ask me, how'd it go? How you feeling? How's things? And they just showed the care for me. And I want to give that back to them now. So every 4 weeks I was going to Cleveland. And then in March, COVID came out. And we went virtual. And since I was immune compromised, I lived in my camper. I taught from my camper. I ate in my camper. I slept there. I was in my camper by myself. My family would bring me food and leave it at the door. So in May, I had to go every week for 5 weeks. And it just was something that these kids would know where I was. And there were actually times when I would teach while I'm getting treatment on the iPad and be with them. In the 2020-21 school year, we started virtually, and I taught from my classroom, but I was in the back office, and I would just see them through the windows. And everything was, I thought we had a good year, and everything went well. And in August, I was told I was in deep remission. So, okay, my life is back together. Then we started the 21-22 school year. Third day of school. I don't know if Mr. Nogue remembers this, but my words were, I went up to the office before school started and I said, I'm not going to make it. And I almost didn't. I had COVID. I went to Butler Hospital and they told my wife, I'll be home in 2 weeks. Well, then a few days later, I was on the ventilator. Kidneys began to shut down, I had dialysis, secondary pneumonia, I had a blood infection. After 2 weeks, on the same Friday that you all wore the You Matter shirts, I decided I wasn't going to be on the ventilator anymore, and I ripped it out by myself. So I woke up in the ICU, and there were cards and signs and T-shirts and PowerPoints and all this stuff surrounding me from Union. It was just overwhelming. I phoned Dr. Ross and Mr. Canciello and Mrs. Bledgy, and I phoned Miss Felina, and of course she didn't pick up. I said, I wake up from the dead and you can't even accept my phone call. But I even thought, I'll be back to school in a month. Well, a week later, I was back on the ventilator. At Butler, when you went on the ventilator, you had about a 15% chance of living. The drug remdesivir, they gave you about a 25% chance of living. And then I was on the ventilator again, so there's another 15%. So according to my math, which I confirmed with Ms. Felina, I had less than a 1% chance of living. But at this point, they gave me a trach, which is where they cut it in here and put a little tube in there. No eating, no drinking, no talking. I had to communicate with everyone with a little signboard with the letters on it and spell for them. I didn't realize how bad nurses could spell because they could never get what I was trying to tell them. And I developed bed sores because they weren't moving me enough. But at that point, I had to get out of Butler. I had to find a place where they would rehab me because I couldn't go home yet. So I went to Youngstown, St. Elizabeth's. I don't remember the first 2 weeks because they put me to sleep. Unfortunately, most of this I don't really remember. My wife has the trauma of it all. So when I woke up, I couldn't roll over. I couldn't sit up. I still couldn't talk. I was feeling pretty low. But then my wife brought in a stack of cards. Every student in high school had written a card to me. My Union family was here again. It took me 2 hours to open and read all those cards. Students that I had had, students that I never had, were writing me cards. And that just gave me the will to keep going. A couple weeks later, I finally got the trach out. Still couldn't eat because it just wasn't in the cards then. And they moved me to another floor where I had acute rehab. I had physical therapy, occupational therapy, where I had to learn how to dress. I had to learn how to walk. I had to learn how to sit up in bed. I had to learn how to swallow again. I had to take tests where they would x-ray me and make sure the food was going down right before they would let me eat food. The cards kept on coming. Former students that had graduated had heard about what had happened to me, and they were sending me cards. Finally, it was the beginning of the year, so I spent Thanksgiving in the hospital, Christmas in the hospital. Finally, I came home on January 7th. I had nurses coming every day to take care of me. I couldn't walk more than 30 feet without a walker. I talked to Miss Felina, and I could hear kids in the background. And she said, Mr. Medved is on the phone. And you could hear them yelling and screaming, yay, Mr. Medved. And it just reinvigorated me because my Union family was there for me. So I was progressing slowly at that point. And when I came home, I could not walk more than 30 feet with a walker without being totally exhausted. February, I graduated from a walker to a cane. And I decided, well, let's go up to Union. I can walk at Union. It's cold out, but it'll be warm in the building. It's nice and flat. I'll be able to walk. I didn't realize that musical practice was going on. And I walked in, and I could see kids. They had the musical practice. I walk in the back doors there. I see Antonio. I said, come here. He's looking at me. Come here. He's like, me? Me? I'm like, yeah, you. Come here. He gets about halfway to me, and then he realized who I was. And to his credit, when I started this whole process with the leukemia, I weighed over 300 pounds. When I saw him, I weighed 180. So just seeing him, and I think Victoria was there, and Kelsey was there, and it just gave me that fighting spirit. I'm going to come back. I'm going to teach their fourth 9 weeks. Even if it's virtual, I'm going to be there the fourth 9 weeks. Well, March and April rolled around, and slowly I was getting stronger. But with that wound I told you, that bed sore I had a wound vac, and it just wasn't in the cards for me to come back the fourth 9 weeks. So I called Dr. Ross or texted him, and I said, I'd like to make this commencement speech. And he said, well, you can't back out of it now. You've committed. So whenever disappointment hit me, I would come up to this school because I wanted to see my Union family. And that's what you have here. You have a family. These people have been through a lot with you. Just keep that in mind. May rolled around, and Mrs. Bledgy and Mrs. Vedeka had a retirement dinner, and I got to go there and see all the faculty. But again, that's how it reminded me that this is a family, because not only were faculty there, but former faculty that had retired years and years ago were there, because everybody is part of this community, part of this family. Later on in the month, I was reminded about this family when Miss Felina texted me a picture of the charm for this class, for their class key, and it had an orange ribbon on it for leukemia. That was Raquel picked that out. And Kelsey gave me a gift of a periodic table in acrylic. Wonderful, wonderful. But as you've been going through this year, you've been fighting to get out of here. And this whole year, I've been fighting to come back. I never made it till now, but I'm back. So always remember your Union family. They're here for you. As you leave here tonight, remember the times you've had with them, and they are your family. I want to leave you with a poem that was sent to me by Mrs. Blajeski, who was, I don't know if you guys remember her, she was the nurse. A mighty wind blew night and day. It stole the oak tree's leaves away, then snapped its boughs and pulled its bark, until the oak was tired and stark. But still the oak tree stood its ground, while other trees fell all around. The weary wind gave up and spoke. How can you still be standing, oak? The oak tree said, I know that you can break each branch of mine in two, carry every leaf away, shape my limbs and make me sway. But I have roots stretched in the earth, growing stronger since my birth. You'll never touch them, for you see, they are the deepest part of me. Until today, I wasn't sure of just how much I could endure. But now I've found, and thanks to you, I'm stronger than I ever knew. Remember, you're all oaks. You are stronger than you know. And with this Union family, you're even stronger. So as I close this, I'm going to paraphrase Vin Diesel from Fast and the Furious. You may have some rough times ahead, but it's going to be okay, because we're Union family. So I just need to thank all of you for your thoughts and prayers. Thank all of you for your faith and mine, and thank you for tonight.
Mr. Medved, on behalf of the class of 2022 and the administration, thank you for everything that you do. Very appreciated. We appreciate all that you do for the kids and for our faculty and for our staff. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mr. Tom Medved. I'm now honored to present to you the top 10 of the class of 2022. Top 10, when I announce your name, please stand and face the crowd. Hold your applause until I complete the bio for each student, and we'll give them their round of applause after completed. Number 10, Emily Seidel. Emily is the daughter of Christine and Kevin Seidel. Emily will attend Slippery Rock University and major in healthcare administration and management. Emily Seidel. Number 9, Marissa Kaplan. Marissa is the daughter of Julie Kaplan McFarland and granddaughter of Terry Kaplan. Marissa will attend Slippery Rock University and major in secondary education with a focus in general science as a member of the Honors College at Slippery Rock. Marissa Kaplan. Kelsey Craigle. Kelsey is the daughter of Kim and Ken Craigle. Kelsey will attend Slippery Rock University and major in mechanical engineering. Kelsey Craigle. Nicholas Vitale. Nick is the son of Donnie and Christina Vitale. Nick will attend Westminster College and major in forensic science while playing baseball. Nicholas Vitale. Aaliyah Toy. Aaliyah is the daughter of Stephanie and William Toy. Aaliyah will attend Youngstown State University and major in nursing. Aaliyah Toy. Amanda Book. Amanda is the daughter of Sherry and Jeremy Book. Amanda will attend Slippery Rock University and major in early childhood and special education. Amanda Book. Mary Faith McLean. Mary Faith is the daughter of Nicole McLean. Mary Faith is undecided at this time. Mary Faith McLean. Antonio Ferrone. Antonio is the son of Anthony Ferrone and Brandy and Nick Lutz. Antonio will attend Penn State Barron and will be a member of the track team. Antonio Ferrone. Salutatorian Victoria Norco. Victoria is the daughter of Darcy and William Norco. Victoria will attend the Honors College at Slippery Rock University and major in early childhood education and minor in art. Victoria Norco. Valedictorian Madeline Cassie. Maddie is the daughter of Michelle Cassie. Madeline will attend Youngstown State University and major in nursing. Madeline Cassie. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I present the top 10 of the class of 2022.
So I needed to come up here and read again. On November 19th, 1976, the Union Area High School placed a time capsule into the ground at the Veterans Memorial on Wilson Drive and dedicated to the senior class of 2076. Through a contest in the school, it was named Pride of the Past, and its motto is, the best of yesterday to the best of tomorrow. To us, it means the token and symbols and pride are representing one of the best communities and one of the best states and the greatest experiment of freedom in the world today. A will was written identifying the capsule, describing its contents, and naming its location. The will also includes the instructions for the use of the contents of the capsule 100 years from now. Well, I guess it's not 100 years from now. What is it, 54? You checking my math? Okay. Some of the contents of the capsule include a letter from Bob Hope, Carol O'Connor, Dorothy Hamill, President Ford, Vice President Rockefeller, Henry Kissinger, Cardinal Wright, President Giscard d'Estaing of France, Secretary of the United Nations, and many other distinguished personalities in and out of the United States. Articles included in the capsule are items dealing with the school, history of the community, letters of the students, and tape-recorded messages from the students and community residents, all of which are addressed to the class of 2076. A stone from the school environmental center was carved into a marker that rests at the site of the capsule. The stone has a marker which reads, "Beneath lies the time capsule, pride of the past. May it be the best of yesterday to the best of tomorrow." A 4-foot key to the capsule has been made containing 100 holes, one for each graduating class, to place a symbol of that class on the key. Will the class of 2022 President Raquel Zarlingo and Vice President Madeline Gorgas come forward along with class of 2023 President Mason Benedict and Vice President Elise Booker?
It's a little tall. I, Raquel Zarlingo, president of the class of 2022, will now continue the journey of the pride of the past. I have added a symbol from the class of 2022, a charm of good luck to the following classes of Union Area Schools. With this symbol key to pride, I pass you the will of the class of 1976. As guardian of the will and the key, you have the commission to safeguard them and to ensure their proper transfer to your successor. This, with the help of your classmates, will be part in the accompanying pride during the 47th year of its 100th journey. May you and all of the following you succeed in your task, and may the class of 2076 see the guts of the pride.
I, Mason Benedict, president of the class of 2023, accept the key to pride and the will of the class of 1976. I pledge to safeguard them and to pass them properly to my successor with the help of my classmates. I will do my part in accompanying pride in the 47th year of its journey.
It is now my honor to introduce the salutatorian, Victoria Norco.
I would like to start off by saying how much of an honor it is to be giving this speech in front of all of you right now. It's very incredible. That being said, I'd like to take a moment to reflect back. It seems like just yesterday, my tiny hand holding onto my mother's tightly as I took my first steps into the elementary school right across the parking lot. I remember feeling so small and insecure as I stood looking into the classroom, afraid of what was next to happen as I let go of my mother's hand and began my journey. But Mrs. Booth, in a comforting and welcoming tone, took my hand and led me to distraction. Before I realized what was happening, I found myself playing and enjoying moments with my classmates that I was about to spend some of the best moments of our 13 years with. Along the way, we have all fought many battles, both internally and externally, and learned many lessons that have led us to the place we stand today. And I am so proud to be standing alongside all of you. Now, as we stand here 13 years later, we are all about to embark on a similar journey, only this time on a much larger scale. I wonder who my next Mrs. Booth will be as I take my steps into Slippery Rock University. And I know you all will find your Mrs. Booth as well. I believe that we are all born with a melody in our heads, to songs we hadn't realized we were singing, yet we will continue to sing these songs for the rest of our lives. I would like to take a moment to thank my parents, my brothers, and my closest friends for helping me recognize my song and teaching me to refine it and leading me to this monumental moment of our lives. Without all of you, I would never have had the courage to even attempt some of the experiences that have inevitably helped shape me into the person I am becoming today. I feel that although we may never be fully ready to face the roads ahead or feel confident enough to make the right choices when the road divides at the crossroads, the things we have learned from our teachers and each other along this interesting path will guide us one step in the right direction. And before we know it, we will be reflecting back on these days for the amazing experiences they were and the memories we've created with each other. These are the days of our lives that we will one day reflect back on and realize that every issue we've ever encountered, every test we've ever passed or failed, every problem we have ever overcome are the things that have shaped us into the amazing, confident, and prepared young men and women I stand with today. I know that one day we all will look back on and reminisce about the good and the bad of high school. With that, I hope everyone leaves here today looking forward to the future and the new memories you will make and the amazing lives you will create for yourselves and the betterment for our communities and society. Thank you.
Would now like to introduce our valedictorian, Madeline Cassie.
Hi, everybody. Mine's not as good as Tori's, so sorry, but okay. My name is Madeline Cassie, and I'm the valedictorian of the class of 2022. When I moved here in 4th grade from California, I didn't know literally anybody, and I felt so alone, and so I haven't been a part of Union for my whole life, but now it definitely feels like it. A chapter in our whole book of life is over. When I used to think of going to school, I dreaded it. All I thought about was all the homework I was going to have and all the tests I was going to have to take, all those Friday tests, Miss Blatchford, Miss Bledgy, and Mr. Dotson. Now that I think about it, though, school wasn't all that bad. I've created bonds that will last forever. I'm thankful for the friends that have stuck by my side. Along with these bonds came memories that I will never forget. My teachers that have made amazing impacts on my life that I will forever be grateful for. My last 3 years of high school have been crazy. I'm blaming COVID. Being stuck at home, dances being canceled, Google Meets, masks, that sucked if I'm being honest, but we always made the best out of it. I want to thank all the people that have helped me get to this point. All my teachers I've ever had at Union, all my friends that kept my head up, Coach B for being the best coach that I could have asked for 6 straight years, all my family for always being my biggest supporters. All you hear at school is kids saying, "I can't wait to get out of here," and if I'm being honest, I said the same thing. But you don't mean it, I promise. Getting this diploma means it's really over. My biggest piece of advice to all of you underclassmen is enjoy it while you can. You never get this time back, and wise words of Miss Blatchford, live in the today, not the tomorrow. And always, words of my mom, be kind. Thank you.
Dr. Ross, I present the class of 2022 candidates for your acceptance. I can certify that they've completed the requirements of the Union Area School District, the Pennsylvania Department of Education, and I ask for your acceptance for the class of 2022.
Thank you, Mr. Nogue. What you've witnessed there are the formalities of commencement. Mr. Nogue presents you to me, and I have the honor of accepting you for graduation. It's the acceptance from the superintendent for graduation that makes this official. So I hold the cards right now, right? We're gonna get, and I'm gonna do that. I'll read my little part, and then soon after you'll get your diploma and you'll be graduates and no longer students. Some of you saw me at baccalaureate, I've shaved the playoff beard, right? And it worked, right? Right, Nick? Yeah. I'm starting another one for the state playoffs, so you're welcome, baseball and softball teams. I'm going to get to that acceptance soon, I promise. I just want to talk for maybe 45, 50 minutes, and then I'll get to it. That was a test, Hot. You failed. I saw the eye roll. I'm just joking. Listen, I want you out here as quickly as I want you out here. Yeah. I do have 2 bits of advice, and I always keep it short. I think it's best that way. Never forget where you came from. You heard a lot of people talk about that family, and it's true, right? Never forget, small school, it's a family, but we've prepared you well for the challenges you'll certainly face in this next chapter of your lives. And I want you to always remember Union fondly and having prepared you well. Secondly, want you to set the world on fire, right? Make a change. All of you have the capacity to do so in your own very individual and distinct ways, and I challenge you to do that. And we always can't wait to see what you accomplish. I'm proud of each and every one of you, and I'll miss each and every one of you. So without further ado, let's get you diplomas. So I, Dr. Michael A. Ross, Superintendent of Union Area School District, hereby accept the class of 2022 for graduation. Mr. Medved, please provide a roll call.
Okay, I would ask that you hold your applause until the end of the row. Everybody wants to hear their graduate, their name called out. So please hold your applause till the end of the row. Dean Richard Alston Clark III. Amanda Lynn Book. Cynthia Pearl Burlingame. Braden David Byerly. Marissa Lynn Kaplan. Jackson Lee Clark. Ronald Eugene Clark III. James Anthony Craigle Jr. Now's the time. Kelsey Lynn Craigle. Anthony James Daviduck. Anthony Michael DeVito. I'm sorry, Alex Michael DeVito. Samuel Ryan Egbert. Sullivan James Egbert. Brandon Michael Eppinger. Antonio David Ferrone. Riley Marie Francis. Christopher John Frazier. Cody Andrew Galt. Madeline Faith Gorgas. Gabriella Michelle Hott. Elise Marie Hetrick. Emily Marie Homjack. Can you switch? Madeline June Cassie. Lorenzo Richard Mangino. Mary Faith McLean. Jacob Isaac Mullins. Victoria Rochelle Norco. Nicholas Charles Riley. Shane Michael Roper, Jr. Mackenzie Nicole Skurlock. Braxton Xavier Searcy. Emily Madison Sadell. Jonah Matthew Werner Smith. Tyler Gregory Staub. Matthew Robert Thomas. Eden Nicole Townsell. Aaliyah Leslie Toy. Megan Daniel Van Emmen. Michael Lee Van Emmen. Nicholas Patsy Vitale. Gabrielle Rose Waldrop. Jaylana Nikel Williams. Raquel Elise Zarlingo. One more round of applause for the class of 2022 graduated. 19. I still got COVID grade fog. Yeah. You're up.
Congratulations, class of 2022. Might I say, baseball and softball teams, what a way to go out. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to a group that includes the likes of Dr. Ross and Dr. Hink and Mr. Nogue and myself, and that is the group of Union alumni. A favorite poem of mine. Our strong bond shall ne'er be broken, formed at Union High, far surpassing wealth unspoken, sealed by friendship's tie. Alma mater, deep graven on each heart, shall be found unwavering true, till we from life shall part. You've heard a lot of people talking about the Union family today, and it is my sincerest hope that you have experienced that family as I have. Mr. Medved, that first day he worked here in 1994 was also my first day as a teacher here in 1994. And I hope that you have felt that brotherhood and sisterhood with the people standing around you. And I hope that 34 years from now, you can say that some of your best friends walked across this field with you as some of my best friends to this day did 34 years ago. Some of them are actually parents of graduates who are sitting in the bleachers right now. So congratulations, and one final time I will say, go out and do good things.